I'm going to do an insight video today, and I feel like with a lot of the energies that are coming in at the moment, and especially sort of connected to the fifth dimensional sort of consciousness and the fifth dimensional sort of reality, is very much about expansion of awareness and consciousness. And it's very much again sort of like this notion of moving away from limitation and moving into the infinite. And I feel like the last couple of days there's a lot of practices and a lot of energy and a lot of like vibration and frequencies around sort of like connecting with your energy vibration in your energy field, about being more open to this infinite flow of source energy and source living, and um, how you sort of like access this within your energy, within your consciousness, in your awareness. And it's all about practice at the moment. It's about practicing connecting into, like I said, the universal laws are a good sort of keys of consciousness, keys of wisdom, especially with things like the universal law of correspondence. I've talked about this one many times before. The universal law of correspondence is the awareness that within your vibration, your frequency is this source energy, and living within that source energy allows you to create through vibration and frequency and through the universal law of oneness. So the more that you can sort of access this, the more that you can move away and dissolve limitation, and you can move into the infinite self and infinite vibrations, frequencies, and have the awareness that you can shift and change reality. It's very much around like building things at the moment, building vibration, building frequencies, and shifting and changing. I keep seeing this every time I talk about the infinite self, or I talk about sort of like fifth dimensional reality. I keep seeing this like union, and this union, this white diamond shape, which I keep getting like sacred geometry that always comes into my mind's eye, and it's like a sort of like a diamond shape that goes up and comes down. It's like short at the top and it's longer at the bottom. And when I see this shape, it always talks to me about union, and it talks to me about the awareness of fifth dimensional reality and source energy, and the universal law of correspondence and vibration and frequency in the universal source energy. I'm also getting in my mind's eye the shape of like the horizontal at 8, like it looks like a little racetrack, like an old scale electric racetrack, and I see this infinite symbol, which is infinity, or the infinite consciousness, the infinite straight stream of awareness, and the infinite sort of source energy that's flowing into you, that's always working with you. And the union is about that. The union is the understanding that you are an infinite source of energy, vibration, and frequency, and sort of that energy is always flowing in. I'm also feeling the diamond consciousness is the union of the fifth dimensional reality with the 3D reality, and how these both play or interact perfectly. And the external reality, the 3D reality, is defined, changed, aligned, purified, transmuted, and transformed from your inner source. So that inner source vibration is the key to creation, is the key to vibration and frequency, and also it's the key to shifting, changing, manifesting, attracting different vibrations within your source, within your reality. And it all starts from the source. It all starts from the source creator, the source vibration, the source frequency. But this is the infinite self. The infinite self knows through awareness that you are the center of everything in your reality, and everything is created from you, and then it's expressed and reflected out into the 3D reality. So it's starting to know that you are the center. Everything external is not driving or creating your reality. What's creating reality is from your own inner source energy. This is source living and source vibration and source frequency at its essence. And this is what we all need to. This is what I feel is a real sort of like game changer for many of us, when we start to realize that from our inner sources we create and manifest reality from that source center. When we can live in it, we can be more harmonized, we can be more unified, and in union with our infinite self, to create and manifest reality more in line with our purpose, where we feel more aligned, unified, harmonized, And we also know that through this we can transmutate and transform reality. And again, this is the universal law of transmutation and transformation, and we can do this from our source center. And this is why it's imperative that we live from our centers. And the more we can do that, and the center is like a gateway. It's sort of like when you can live in your center, then you align you sort of like your energy, your highest energy centers, like your crown chakra, your third eye, your throat chakra. But living in your center also aligns your lower chakras, like your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and all of these aligned bring aspects online within your own energy, vibration, and frequency. Like the solar plexus is very much around creation, it's very much around self confidence, intuitive sort of awareness, intuition. And again, this connects to the universal law of inspired action. Inspired action works in your intuition, but it also works in your visioning as well. As you receive communication, you receive awareness and understanding. Source energy is always working with you to bring you back into alignment, to bring you back into harmony. And the fifth dimension is all about this. It's about working with universal consciousness as well as working on individual consciousness, because they all work in perfect union. Individual consciousness, like collective consciousness, are all part of consciousness, and consciousness is connected. It's not separate. Whether you're working on an individual conscious level of creation and manifestation within your reality, within your your reality, and you're creating and manifesting there, you're doing that, but you're still working with consciousness. You're still working with the source consciousness. And then there's a collective consciousness, and these are all just again different vibrations and frequencies, and this infinite self and source self works with collective consciousness as well as individual consciousness. Each of us are part of like an individual sort of like purpose within this reality, but it's also connected to a bigger picture, which is the collective consciousness. And I've talked about many times in these insights before about keys of consciousness, and everything's a process. You know, the starting point is connecting into your source energy and opening up and living from your center of your source energy, where you create and manifest from the individual consciousness first of all, which is, you know, where you're expressing your reality, your life from your source center, and then it then expands as your consciousness expands and your awareness expands, that you know that you're an infinite being. Then you start to connect to the collective consciousness, and the collective consciousness is the vibration and frequency that's needed within this on this planet, on this plane of existence and reality, to shift and change. Because collective consciousness knows that, you know, that I'm from my source within me, my essence is the same infinite vibration and frequency that's within all reality and all sort of like creation, like trees, birds, animals, but also is within each other, and it helps to connect us on that infinite level, where when we start to connect to collective consciousness, we start to connect to each other, and we see that we all vibrate with the oneness vibration and frequency. We're all interconnected, and what we can do is then we can start to work as keys of consciousness for each other to start to collectively awaken. And this is the ascension. Our individual awakening starts, and we awaken and we start to create and manifest on an individual consciousness. But then when we start to really become aware of source energy, then we start to connect on a collective consciousness, and we see how we can interact with each other, and how we can start to work as one vibration, as one frequency. My vibration, my frequency, although I'm expressing it individually in many aspects of my reality and my life, there's also an infinite part of my infinite self works on a collective consciousness. So it's sort of like it's first of all awakening on that individual consciousness, then starting to see that we've got a bigger part to play as sort of to express collective consciousness. And this is where source energy starts to work with us as our energy and our awareness and our consciousness opens up. Then we can start to see what we can do as from our source energy to help to connect to others, align with others, open with others, and also sort of awaken others, so we can start to bring this collective vision online, to bring this reality and bring it back into unity with, again, the fifth dimensional expression and the fifth dimensional reality, which is all about we are all one vibration, we're all on one frequency, and the greatest sort of like power we have as spiritual beings for our consciousness and awareness is that we're a collective vibration, and when we work collectively, we shift and change reality at a higher vibration and a higher frequency. When we do it individually, we work on a frequency, but again, that frequency is a different frequency. It's not this expansive collective frequency, this high frequency. It's more on an individual frequency where we're individually expressing things, but it's more for the sort of like the singular I, which, because the I am presence works on an infinite frequency, and it works on a singular frequency. When we're expressing our vibration, our frequency from our singular I, it's more about our reality here now, what we're expressing within our own reality in our life. But when we do it on an infinite frequency, the I am presence, we're working with the infinite consciousness, the infinite source energy from the infinite beings that are working with us collectively. So it's moving from the singular I, but our starting point within this reality, within our journey, is always from the singular I, because the singular I is the starting point of seed of awareness, seed of creation, to awaken, to know, and start to gain experience and understanding of source energy. But once we start to connect with that flow of source energy, then we expand from the singular I to the infinite I, which is where we start to work collectively, and we start to work with the infinite beings of consciousness and awareness to bring and shift and change and bring these higher frequencies and integrate them and anchor them within this reality, within this plane existence, to bring it back into the infinite flow of source energy and work more on a collective conscious level, which is where we really shift and change the vibration and frequency of the planet. That's an insight for today.